Hola, hey, good night, everyone. I am your host, Boricua Angie, and you are listening to Thoughts of a Light Skinned Woman. And today, my guest is Reggie.
Hey, what's going on, peoples?
All right, so tonight's topic that I picked was health. I feel like I talked about it before, but it was more about like, when it came to like the men and things like that, and especially getting checked, because of course, getting yourself checked is always important.
Mhm.
Um, So I did have some questions. It was kind of like, how often do you get checked? Do you get good care from your doctor and do they listen? Um, I can share that today I went to like the for the cardiology for my heart. So the whole thing happened because I know I remember posting. I thought I had like a health scare. I was
Mm.
at work and I'm like I noticed that after I ate, I kind of got dizzy. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. But I'm like, I've had vertigo before. So I was like, maybe it could have been that. But it was just like, because you know how they say it comes and it goes?
Yeah.
So then with that dizziness, but at the same time, I wasn't feeling kind of good. I felt like nauseous, like I wanted to puke, but I didn't.
Mm.
Then I went to a clinic near my job. And boy, did they just like start scaring me. They were just like, yeah, let's do an EKG and all this stuff. And they made it seem like something was wrong. So they were like, hold on. I have Andrew on here. As you said, I can hear you, but I can't see.
Yeah, I'm driving, so you're gonna have to just settle for my voice.
Right. So now we're just talking about what happened today. Um so they scared me at the clinic and they were like, yeah, go to the ER just to get checked. So I had the little paper that they gave me. So because I had that, they took me in even faster. And then I get checked again. And they were kind of like, they didn't really see anything wrong.
Mm.
So I was like, great. I was like, they had me thinking that I'm over here about to like have a heart attack or something's
Yeah.
gonna happen. And it really wasn't. So I was like, that's nice. At least, you kind of get like somebody else's opinion. You get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Then when when I saw my actual doctor, she um she saw the EKG because I brought the copy. And then she's gonna be like talking about like the right part of my heart. It's like the right part of it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what is she talking about? Because but she
Okay.
was like, if this would have been the left side, she said that would have been a concern. Hold on, Andrew. Just you know what? When you're ready to talk, I'll mute. All right.
I
All right. Sorry. um. So she's talking about something about the right side of the heart because she said if it would have been the left side, that would have been more of a concern. But then she
Mm.
asked me, did I still want to get checked? And I was like, fine. So that's what happened today. I went and they were explaining all these different things that can happen, with your heart. And it was just one of those things I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, so like, is there something wrong with me or not?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did another EKG, but then she was like, it's fine. But for some reason, she still wants to run tests anyway, just in case, because I
Mm.
still have two other appointments coming up. So it was just funny because I'm sitting there and I'm listening to like all these things she's saying about the heart and about if your heart stops. She said something about what was the word she used? I know it was like a
Palpitation.
word, huh?
Palpitation.
Well, she used that, but it was like I don't know. She said like a death stop or something like when your heart. She was just saying all these things, and I'm listening to her like, okay, but if that's not me.
Yeah.
Then she was talking about the cholesterol, saying how I was just there sitting there just listening, and I'm kind of like, okay.
Mm.
Then to top it off, because she did say that the cholesterol she was saying was a little bit high, so I'm kind of like, okay. Then she's explaining to me. She said, and I'm over here like I walk. I work in a daycare. I walk every day. I walk to work. You know what I mean? I walk
Yeah.
to the bus, walk to the train. I walk when I get out. I feel like everything I do is walking throughout most of the day because with those kids, you you're active, you're moving around. It's really not too much of always sitting down. So I feel like that's always, so when she said that, I'm always moving. So then she was asking about no fried food. So I told her, I was like, I don't really be eating fried greasy food like that. I said if anything I make at home, I try to, put in the oven because I feel like I cut back on that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless the fries are to blame, you see, I forgot to mention that. Damn. It could be the fries. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do it. I forgot to mention the fries because I'm like, okay, I think I might have to take a break from that. So it could be, you know what I'm saying? I know it has to be certain things because again, I don't always be eating. I don't eat fried food like that as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, she said that, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'd rather get checked and just make sure that I'm doing good. No surprises later on. And it's funny how she kept saying, she's like, you're young. You're young. I'm like, okay. I'm like, in my head, if you want to call that, I'm young. But you know how that funny thing is with age that everything changes when you're younger. Because I was just talking to somebody about that. It's like, when you're young, you think
Mm-hmm.
like, you eat all the sweets, you can eat everything, and you're never thinking twice about it later on of like, you can't do the same thing you did when you were younger that
Exactly.
that you could do now. You can't do it because trust me, I've tried sweets and sometimes I make a face like, oh, I used to love these, but now it's kind of like I'm not really feeling. I don't really want this type of sweet candy. But I was also joking around talking about that before I had kids. I remember I used to like my mom because Spanish, Puerto Rican type of food she would make. It was like rice and beans was always the thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like I could eat. You didn't really see me like if you saw me if Andrew, I don't know if Andrew remembers how I look, but if you saw me back then, I was like I like then compared to now, like I didn't see myself like I was big. Like I was like a normal regular size in reality. If you see the women now, it's like I was normal size back then. Um, but like once I had a kid and I'm thinking like, yeah, thinking let me eat this and then all of a sudden I was like, damn, I'm gaining weight.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, the body's not became a mom, had a kid, the body was on some like, no, honey, you can't do four. I was like, if you're gonna eat now, you're gonna have to exercise or you're gonna have to cut back on certain things, but you just can't eat like before. All that rice and beans and all that good food that you thought, you could just have and no, it's like all that changed after that. But the
So,
main thing is like um I try my best because one thing I think I've always mentioned about like, you got to take care of yourself is that I try to get checked as often as I can because I notice that when you're at work, sometimes I feel like I have to make appointments where it's either after I leave from work or at least a decent time towards the end where I can leave and it's not, you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking like, damn, I have to get myself checked because if I don't, then you know what I mean? Anything can happen and I'm here just worrying about work and because, of course, money and everything else plays a part because, who's going to pay for what. Um, but I make it my business. I was like, I got to get checked. I just have to make sure that I look out for me. But I feel like when I've had my doctors, I've had moments where, you try to tell them something and then sometimes they're kind of like, they'll listen to you. They'll give me the appointment for whatever I'm asking. And then sometimes other things is like, if it ain't nothing too serious, they're not going to do it. Even if you think it might be something you need, but sometimes they won't. So it'd be that type of stuff sometimes that you're just kind of like, how do you get your doctor, you know what I mean, to check something out, even if they don't think it's major, but you do. So I feel like my doctor, but you know how the doctor goes. It's like anything else, anything
yeah.
else, any other concerns you have, anything else you want to talk about, bring up, anything else that's bothering you, and you're just kind of like, I was like, that's what I'm here for. Things got to get checked, but I've been trying. It sucks. 'Cause I feel like there's times I had to like reschedule appointments, but then after that, I was like, yeah, I was like, I gotta go. I mean, they're gonna be mad at me, but I gotta get checked because the whole point too is like, how am I supposed to function? And I'm working around with kids, so it's like, come on. It's either you want me to be in bad shape, you want something to happen to me along the way, or what do you want? Because with these kids, I don't think I would ever want to give these kids a scare like that. I
No,
think
not
that'd be
at
the
all.
last thing I want to.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but yeah,
And
that's
oh, I'm saying, yeah, it's also, like I said, there's so much stuff happening in the world, so many different new things. Every year is something new. Now, like, smallpox and measles and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to go on the doctor on a regular so you can make sure you're in a clean bill of health. But like you said, it's hard sometimes. You got to reschedule stuff. You got, you know, work and you got kids at home. It's hard to really juggle that, but your health is important. So you know you got to make it. You got to
yes.
make time. You know.
So, does anything like you want to share? Any moments that you had with your doctor where it was just kind of like you didn't feel like they were listening to you, or there was something that that you needed to get checked, and like, did you have any experiences or moments like that where
Yeah, I like the doctor's office I go now. They're fine. They take care of me. But my old doctor's office, they used to do the same thing. You go in there and tell them, hey, I'm not feeling good. You give them the symptoms of what you have, and they'll like, you know, oh, it's nothing. You're fine. You'll be okay. Blah blah blah. Just common cold, or like, no, I've been feeling like this for like damn near 2 weeks. Something's wrong. But it's like they'll wave it off as nothing, and then give you something, and then go out your way. They 'cause in a way, I'm gonna say in a way they see people all the time, but that's their job. You need to really care for them. I know you're seeing hundreds of people a day, and you trying to keep it moving, but at the same time, it's like, hey, this person can fucking kill over as soon as you leave the office. Make sure they're in. You know, you got all the information and you got what they need and all that before you send them on their way. So, yeah, I've been in the doctor's office where they just like, hey, you're fine. Do you have a fever? You don't got a fever, you're fine. Take some Alka-Seltzer and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, no, but
okay,
my doctor's office now, they're cool. They ask me, how am I feeling? They ask about, how am I feeling mentally, emotionally, physically. They really take care. They call, send text, let me know when's my appointment coming up and all that stuff. So yeah,
that's good though.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like they kind of stepped up a little bit of things doing like reminders and phone calls and text messages. Like out here in New York, I don't know about like any other place outside of New York, but I know we have this thing called My Chart where they like send everything there, test results, your visits, your next appointments. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it helps out a lot because it's like you don't have to like be trying to like look around your apartment. It's just like where's my paper, my appointment, when's the next one? Everything's already on there. So I give them that much.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like, at least that's the good part about it that I can appreciate.
yeah, yeah.
Andrew, talk to me. I'm gonna unmute you right now.
Unmute me, yo. Can you hear me?
I did, yes.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm driving. First and foremost, I want to say good evening, Queen. What's up, King? How you doing? Can't see
Hold
me
on.
though.
Hey,
I'm driving. I'm on, I'm
So,
on, I'm on I-95 with these crazy people. But anyway, I had a situation, Angie. I told you about my job, right? About how my coworkers were coming at me because of where I'm from and what I used to do in the Marine Corps. So when they came at me, I gave it back to them, which was my fault because I'm learning. So I had to deal with my side. Which one is the one that prescribes medicine? Is it psychiatrist or psychiatrist?
I
Psychologist or
think it's a
psychiatrist? Which one?
psychiatrist. The psychiatrist prescribes the medication.
Okay,
Oh,
so the psychiatrist is a VA psychiatrist. He's a VA psychiatrist. Can y'all hear me?
I feel like is it
Can you,
from
can you hear
your
me?
side? 'Cause on my side, I feel like it's breaking up. What are you hearing?
It's breaking up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm driving. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. See, now you ain't gonna be able to hear me now. Hold on.
I hear
Hold
you.
No,
on.
I mean we can hear you good, but I just want to
Dang,
make
son.
sure they
Hold
say
on.
safety first while you're driving. You know what I mean? So
This ain't working. Hold on. Oh man. What did I do? I can't hear you guys.
Oh.
we can actually hear
Hold
you. You
on.
can't hear us?
Yeah. I hear him much better. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold
Yeah.
on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Dang. Hold on. I'm gonna have to log out and come back in. I'll come back in.
All right. It's funny because we can hear him pretty good, but he said he couldn't hear us.
Yeah. Yeah. That was perfect than what it was
Okay, let's
before.
see. Let's see now.
Dang,
Can
I
you hear
can't.
us?
Hold on, man.
Hello? I wouldn't know how to tell him to fix it from his side. I mean, we can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him much better than it was before.
Yeah, because it sucks. 'Cause it's like I don't want him doing that while he's driving. Because that's what I'm saying. Like he's driving, so you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. And then he on I-95, and I drove over there. It's some lunatics
It's, si-
driving on that highway.
it's similar to like New York.
So yeah, the I-95 next from DC all the way to Pennsylvania and all that. That's like I-95. It's a little hectic. It's more hectic than where I drive. I drive like 264. That's like on the eastern part of over there,
Mm.
but it's hectic, especially driving to New York from I-95.
No. But yeah.
Yeah. And then I was
Uh,
saying, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I see he logged out. Hopefully he'll come back. He'll figure it out. Like I said, I don't want him doing that while he's driving.
Yeah,
No, but like I was saying, I mean, I feel like for right now, because I have Metro Plus, right?
hmm
And I know there's people out there because there's a friend that I have who tells me that, I guess he was waiting for like insurance to kick in, but he was telling me how much he had to pay for certain things. So I'm kind of like, okay. So I'm over here like, I for right now haven't had to pay for like anything, So it's kind of like my insurance has been pretty good, that it's been able to cover the things that I've been doing, because
yeah,
that's always my concern of like I feel bad. I understand for the people that
Yo,
actually
can
have
y'all
to
hear
pay
me?
out of pocket, because it's like, yeah, it's not cheap.
yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm back, son. I'm back. I'm gonna have to use my car speaker. I'm sorry.
It's
So you're
fine.
gonna be able to hear me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no, I was just telling him, but I was just saying, like, yeah, with my insurance, I'm able, to get the things I need. Because at one time, I was going to pick up one of my prescriptions, and I think it was the albuterol.
yeah.
And it was like $300 or something like that. She was
Wow.
like $300, and I'm like, okay. I was like, isn't my insurance covering this? I was like, $300. Oh wow. Again, I feel bad for anybody who's experiencing having to be on medications, and the fact of how much these things cost. It's like, it's crazy. It's
It
crazy. I
is.
feel like I appreciate what I have. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Some
mean, for
people.
right now, it hasn't been, like I said, anything too crazy that I'm like I had to pay out of pocket. Maybe the most one time for like a little copay of paying like $1 for something of like a prescription, but nothing
Yeah.
never too crazy. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Like I say, the co-pays are okay for my parents. And I don't have to pay nothing, but like there was a time where I had to co-pay my son's medicine, and it came up to $24. And I was like, wait a minute. I said it should be free. He's on Medicaid. And then it was like, oh, well, the medicine, yeah, you only got to pay the $24. Like, I'll pay that. Good thing I had it that day. But yeah, it's not too bad. I know some people pay more for their medicine. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I usually don't have to pay for my medicine either. Like my insurance pay it all. I got Anthem Health Keepers, so you know, all my medicine paid for. But yeah, some people they don't have that luxury. You know, they got to pay out of pocket, which sucks. You know,
it's not cheap either. Like I said, I've heard the prices and I've seen some of it. And I'm like, it's not cheap, and to have to be buying that like certain things like every month or every so often, that's not.
Yeah. Like,
hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to unmute you and I can't. Okay, here we go. All right, let's try this one more time. Hello, Andrew. We lost him again. Hello? I feel like I heard him before.
I heard him when he first came back, yeah. Oh.
I'm trying to mute.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to use the speaker. I can hear y'all. Y'all coming in and out.
That's how you sounded to us.
I sound like a robot, huh?
Right. Yeah, so go ahead and tell us what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So to make a long story short, I had a situation at work. They tried to use me being from Brooklyn and the Marine Corps against me. So I talked to my psychiatrist, and my job wanted me to get a mental evaluation, right? And I passed that with flying colors because I'm very intelligent and I'm not mental. You know what I'm saying? We all got our problems. People think that when you go through mental problems, you got to be diagnosed with something. That's not the case. You always got to take care of your body, or you can have mental issues. You see what I'm saying? So to make a long story short, I was mad and I was expressing myself because he's a psychiatrist, and he wanted me to take medication. I didn't want to take medication. And he was like, I don't think you're fit. You know, I don't think you can deal with that correctional environment. I said, how, when I've been in it for 13 years? I'm also a Marine Corps combat veteran. So this ain't nothing to me. But because I was refusing medication, he didn't want to sign off saying that I was fit for duty. So and I'm like, I don't need that. I'm good. Some people need it, some people don't. I go play basketball, I work out. You know, I read my spiritual stuff. So my homegirl, Sue Jones, I think you know her. She went to 50 with us. She said she's a social worker. She said, Andrew, play the game. Give him what he wants. So back in January, February, I was talking to him, and he was like, oh, I can see that you're calm. So I told him, I said, listen, the situation I went through at work, take your psychology hat off and be a human being. If people come at you, you're going to be mad. I'm going to be happy, and I'm venting that to you. But you want to push medication. I said, but I get it. And so he was like, but I can tell that the medication's a game changer, because with the medication, I feel like you're in the game. You know, before I didn't think you were in the game, but now with the medication, he was like, do you need any refills? I said, yep, give me the refills. He said, how's the medication working for you? I said, oh man, it's working wonders. Man, that medication goes right in my cabinet. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear anything I said?
Yeah.
No, we were listening. Yeah.
Man, this is not working. This is not working.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is not working.
No.
Hello?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Hello? You can hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, can y'all hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, yeah, you can hear us. Yeah.
Story even longer. I feel like side effects, and they keep pushing it. And doctors, they don't like to listen.
Oh no, he sounds so
Tell them
robotic.
about your body to you when you tell them about your body. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. I don't think you can hear us.
You keep
Yeah.
losing him.
I know.
All right, here we go one more time. Here we go. Let's see. Hello? Hello?
You're
Hello? I see
yeah.
the little bar things on my side is showing yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks because he's
Yo,
driving. So
Yeah.
yeah. Can you hear us?
can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
can you
hear
hear me
us?
now? You know I'm in South Carolina.
Oh
Hello?
no. Yeah? Hello?
Can't. Yeah.
It's probably the connection.
Yeah. 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 He's driving, so yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he had a point. Like, they push for medication. That's how they get paid. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. Hello?
This thing is weird. Can you hear
Mm.
us? Hmm. I have to remove him for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it just sucks. When
Yeah.
you try to get the best care, when it
But
comes
you,
to the insurances, the type of insurance we have, what can it pay for, what cannot, but what it don't pay
yeah.
for. Like I said, I haven't had anything, and I've noticed that I guess it hasn't affected me too much because, like I said, I haven't had anything really like major that
Mm.
I was told anything else, and like I said, I kind of appreciate it, that I get the services that I need, that the ones that I need for like now.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, I really do feel for other people that have to like pay out of pocket because, like I said, I think there was somebody talking about like $3,000,
Yeah.
something about when it came to like their teeth and getting checked and stuff and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
having to pay for that, out of pocket. Hello,
Yeah, I'm back, yo. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
can you hear us? Hello. I feel like I've been
Or
playing like voice
yeah, I'm
tag
here.
this whole time. Hello?
All night on this podcast. Hello, hello. Can you hear me better now? Or no?
No, you still sound robotic.
Can you hear me? I still sound like a robot?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm gonna try to pull over at this rest area because I'm close to South Carolina. There's a lot of trees out here. That's why you probably can't hear me.
Yeah.
Or
So
maybe
I
my
guess
phone
what I'll
just
do is
sucks.
cool. I'm gonna I guess try to log back in. I'm just gonna like remove you for now. So when you get to a place where you get to stop, then just
Yeah.
log back in, okay?
All right.
All right.
Yeah. I figured that.
Yeah, like I
He
said, the
did.
whole driving thing, I'm kinda like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, like I said, it's just that's where I've been at lately. As I've gotten older, because again, as you get older, these things are like really important.
Yeah.
And there's people that really just don't get checked like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not. I'll get checked, and even if I have to go to like the emergency room, because that's another thing too. Because when it's certain things that you really need to get checked, you really just can't see your doctor like that the same day. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel because I know that there's a difference of when you have a doctor in the hospital, and then when you go like to like those like family clinics, like which ones?
Yeah,
Because I remember I
yeah.
used to go to those type. I remember in my neighborhood there was a clinic on the block, and it was always good. You could just go in if you weren't feeling well, if he was
Mm,
available, and it was just one of those things like you just walk in, get checked and stuff like that instead of having to wait. I mean, there was kind of like a wait list,
mm,
for like first person who came like that. And then
mm.
you either just like stay there, sit and wait, or you could just kind of go and then come back. I like those type of, like little family, like little, like those type of clinics. Because again, if there's something, there's an emergency and my doctor's in the hospital, I really can't do much. The next step is either going to one of those like, um, what is it, modern
Uh,
MD, right? And then a city MD, the
yeah,
clinics.
yeah, like yeah, family clinic. And then you can, if you don't go to the ER, you go to like urgent care. Yeah, they got
Right.
urgent care. Yeah, so but yeah, like you're
Yeah, there's
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right. Like, if you have a doctor that's like at the hospital, it's gonna be hard. Like, there's times where there's no walk-ins, so you got to make an appointment to see a doctor, and the appointment time can be like days or weeks away, and you need see somebody now. So yeah, I that's a tough thing too. Like with my thing, like there's no walk-ins for my doctor's office. You got to make an appointment. So sometimes if I'm not feeling good and I need a doctor's note for work, I gotta go to the ER. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh wow.
yeah, yeah, it's that's it be in the way. That's when you can't see a doctor.
I think I need to look into those. The good thing is sometimes I feel like they said that your insurance, like your insurance card, has a
Yeah,
number in the back to call if there's like a
mm,
certain, provider that you're looking for that you need. So I might have to like look into that because I really do
yeah,
feel like having like those little like family like I keep saying family because like I said it's more of like you could just go in same day, you don't
yeah,
really have to wait. Or
yeah,
like a first come first serve because that's what I had to
mm,
do one time when I had to find me like a regular clinic that wasn't like I said City MD or the modern one, and I had to
mm,
find me a regular one, and it was so funny because I was there early.
yeah,
I always try to teach my kids I was like, if you want to go somewhere, you got to go there early. Where you're
yeah,
standing, you probably be there for like an hour to 2 hours standing just to be the first one there.
mhm,
Because when they're talking about first come first serve, you need to
they,
be there early.
yeah,
So I did
yeah,
that one day, and I was standing out there, and the next thing you know, the line started building up. So
mm,
I was able to see the doctor, but it was so cute because it was like this really old man, and I was so worried because I'm just like, God bless him. I was like, and then he was gonna give me, was it for the PP? Is because I know it's like a TDAP and then the PPD, but I know he did that, and in my head I was worried. I was like, I hope this man better do this right so bad. I was like, I know he's been doing this for years, but I was just like, I hope he better do this right because I
yeah,
will be honest. I I get paranoid or like phobias for like a lot of things because it sucks, especially with histories with the like going to like a certain hospital. I feel I'm a little hesitant of feeling like, when somebody's about to inject me with something, I was like, I hope they're doing this shit right because I don't want to die here because
yeah,
somebody didn't follow the steps of what they're supposed to do when they're going to give you a shot or if they're going to take blood. It's just like anything. I'm just like, I hope they know what they're doing. And that's the crazy part about it. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the hospitals. Like, anytime I've been there, I'm just like, look, I just want to get checked and I'm ready
they
to go.
ready to go. Yeah,
Emergency room, the same thing. Is you see so many people in there, you don't know what people have, and then you're thinking like you went for one thing. I don't want to not end up with something else because I'm there
yeah,
waiting, and I just want to get checked. And I mean, I know everybody feels the same way when they're there, but that's how I'm feeling too. Is like I just want to get checked. I
yeah,
just want to be out. I don't want to sit here because I really don't like. It sucks. I don't like the environment for some reason of the hospital. I just don't. It's never been. But it is what it is. Again, you have to go get checked. They got to do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of like that too, because I've told a story about, I think this was my youngest. I gave birth to all of my kids
Mhm.
in Woodhull Hospital, right in Brooklyn. If anybody, of course, the people that are on, some of them that are watching know that neighborhood. Um, I gave birth to all three of my kids there, and then my last one, the youngest one, there was an incident that I'm like, I don't have to be a nurse.
Yeah.
I don't have to be a nurse to know. And I was like, I've watched plenty of movies. It's funny because that's where I got it from. I didn't have to be a nurse. I watched plenty of movies about, how they show how they kind of kill people with stuff.
Oh
About,
yeah.
like, the whole thing with the air. If certain things like
Yeah.
if it has air in it, or if you
Yeah. That's
movie TV has showed me a lot that I don't play with any of that. So the tube that was on my hand, there was a little space, so there was air. This lady was trying to push this shit back and forth. I'm there sitting there already about to start screaming because I'm like, she's gonna fucking kill me.
yeah.
She's gonna kill me because why is she trying to push that freaking bubble? Where are you pushing it to? I'm
Yeah.
like, I've seen movies. Are you trying to like kill me on the spot? I mean, I tell you that the paranoia
Yeah.
kicked
Most
in.
definitely.
I started getting loud. I was like, can you please get the doctor? Can you please get the doctor? And I showed them what was happening because I was like, can you just take this off, please? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, this bitch was, I didn't tell him that, but I was like, she was going to kill me.
He's gonna
And
kill
I'm like, I've
you.
watched plenty of movies. Like, this is nothing to play with. You're not going to be trying to push this thing in and out. There's air in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Most
I
definitely.
can't. After that, I think after that, I was just like, I was done. I'm like, I look at people when they're doing things because it's like, yeah, you better do this right because
Yeah. Yeah.
I know exactly how these things work. So don't go making any mistakes. Gonna have me croak here on the chair because you didn't follow the procedures and the right steps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
never forget that. I'm telling you right now, I will never forget that moment. And then she
And that-
looked like she didn't know what she was doing, so that made it worse. So I'm kind of like, what are you doing?
was it a nurse
Like,
or
thank
was it
you for
like
getting
an
the
intern?
doctor. No, I think it was a nurse.
Okay.
Um, if I'm correct, the ones that come to check you and then make sure everything's all right. So, because I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know if there are different ones after you give birth, but yeah, I
Okay.
wasn't playing with her. I'm glad that she stopped and she went and she got the doctor, and I'm glad that the doctor did say to take it off because I'm like, yeah, I was
Wow.
ready to go home after that.
Oh
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
telling you, hospitals, I'm not,
I
I'm not
feel
a
you.
fan. Um,
He is a
I
fan of the
see
hospital.
exactly. Yeah, I could see exactly how people feel. The people who actually have to stay like in hospitals, and especially the older people, like even if it's not a hospital, but in those, like I totally get it. It's a horrible feeling. Um, then when you're trying to get someone's attention, you need help or something. I totally get it. It's horrible. It's
It is.
horrible. That's why I think people end up the way they do. They get depressed or things happen because yeah, it's not a good feeling. People don't really take the time to talk to you, and I guess I don't know if
Mhm.
it's a reason that maybe these people don't want to get attached. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm just not a fan. But again, I make sure that I do get checked
That's
whether
good.
I want to or not. So,
Yeah. That's
like
real
I
good.
said, my health comes first.
Definitely.
Always gonna come first. I mean, like I said, I've had to reschedule, but after that, I was like, yeah, I'm going.
Mhm.
Um, I just feel like I had too many appointments, so I think that's what kind of made me feel like, yeah, I think I might have to separate these, spread them out a little bit more because I don't know how my job's gonna feel about that.
Yeah.
That I'm like, yeah, next week again, I was like, yeah, I have another appointment, and then the following week, yeah, I have another one. So
Yeah.
I think that was another reason too of like having to space everything out so that it wouldn't be,
Yeah. Most
it
definitely.
wouldn't be too much. So,
Yeah. And
but
then it's like that, and oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know how we have to pay for um insurance and all that. in healthcare. Some countries like Canada, they have universal healthcare, so it's free for the citizens there. So they don't have to worry about paying bills or stuff like that for their healthcare. Like I wish we had that,
Right.
But
I remember all those taxes that they take out of my check because every time I have to go look at them, it's like, let me see what they're taking out money for on here.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's those are the places I'm lucky, and I mean it makes sense because I'm just kind of like, what are you really charging us for?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see now. Hold on, because I know he got a story to tell before we end here. Hello.
Dang, son, you about to? Can you hear me loud and clear now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Word. I'm at a rest area.
All right, tell us your story.
The story that I was saying, because you got some hating people in the South. It's not everybody, because my parents are from the South, right? I'm gonna try to get fast because it's about to end. So to make a long story short, because of the situation.
Don't rush. I was just saying because but just go ahead. Just tell your story though.
All right. So because of the situation of where I'm from and me being a Marine, I'm aggressive. I'm labeled as aggressive. Coworkers come at me. I don't bother nobody. So I gave them back their little medicine, and they can't deal with that, right? So my captain was like, "You're gonna be on administrative leave. You're on leave with pay. You're gonna have to get a mental evaluation." I started laughing, right? But I am diagnosed with PTSD and major depressive disorder, so they claim. But I'm not majorly depressive. You know what I'm saying? I went through all that. So whatever, right? So my psychiatrist, the one that he doesn't even know me like that. My psychologist knows me. So he was telling me, I was telling him, but I was angry. He was like, You're angry. I said, well, the Bible says be angry but do not sin. I'm not sinning. I'm venting to you. You're my psychiatrist. And he was like, well, I don't think that, you can function. I said, people function under anger. So he was like, I think you need to take the medication. I said, I'm not taking no medication. I haven't taken that medication a whole year and I've been fine. So because he is part of the medical system, VA, he's pushing medication. But people don't understand that when you take this medication, and some people need it, it causes side effects. I don't want no side effects. You see what I'm saying? You can take natural remedies and be healed from a lot of things. And so I was defiant. I'm like, I'm not taking it. So he was like, well, I don't think you're ready to go back to work. I don't think, you're going to improve. So I was pissed off about it because I need to do. So when I call, Suze, the one that we went to 50 with, she's a therapist. She's a social worker. She said, you got to learn how to play the game. You need him on your side. This is not the time to have an ego. So I said, all right. So I came back to him in February and I was calm, right? Because I'm over that. So he was like, you're really calm today. I said, yeah. And he was like, I think the medication is a game changer. I said, really? He said, yeah, because, before the medication, I didn't think you can deal with that. I said, but you're talking to a Marine Corps veteran that went to Afghanistan, went to war, and I've been in the prison system for 13 years, and you're saying that it's the medication? Well, how about all the years where I wasn't taking medication? And he was like, but it's a game changer. And I said, oh, okay. And so he was like, do you need refills? I said, yeah, give me like 2 bottles. That medication goes right in my cabinet. I'll take that joint because I don't need the medication. I don't take it. So I gave him what he wanted to hear. He signed off on my paperwork. And then I got my mental evaluation last week, passed with flying colors. But the moral of my story is because they're in that field, they're going to suggest what they want to suggest. They're not going to hear what you have to say. You see what I'm saying? How many times you go to the doctor and you tell him, oh, I know my body, this was going on with me, but then he try to tell you something else. Like, dude, you're not in my body. I know my body better. This is my God-given body. God gave it to me. I know when I'm right and I know when I'm not right. So you want to push this and push that because you don't want to hear what I have to say. Then, not to get graphic, but when you go, right, say somebody catches the claps, right, herpes, right? Herpes, they won't test you for that. They'll tell you, not that I have herpes, because I'm just saying. I had a scare one time. Got checked, boy, it was good. And I was like, thank the gods. But they won't check for herpes. And I'm like, why you won't check for herpes? Oh, well, the system is too complicated. If you get herpes, it's not like you're going to die. But you got that for the rest of your life, though. And it's not an importance to them. They'll check for everything else. But they're like, oh, you have herpes. I mean, herpes is like the common, flu cold or whatever. Everybody got herpes in them. And I'm like, yeah, says that to the person that probably don't got it. and now that person has to deal with it for the rest of their life, and you trying to bypass it like it's cool, like, oh, don't worry about it. So these doctors are gonna do whatever they feel like they're gonna do for you. They're gonna listen to you, but then they're gonna start suggesting certain things. Like my career field, right, dealing with inmates. Inmates have issues, but the regular average staff member don't hear it because this is what they do every day. They don't have no compassion, and a lot of people in healthcare have no compassion. It's a job to them.
Yeah.
It's a job. You know, I do this every day. Your problem is not that important to me, really, is what they're telling you. Take some Motrin and call me in the morning. But Motrin doesn't hear everything.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents. I don't like healthcare and I don't like law enforcement. The two together, if you add them together, it's really bad. I really don't feel them.
I know.
Because, and another story. I went, right, to go get a shot, right, because I had to do a sleep study or a stress test, right? So when I came in there, I was already worked 8 hours, and I went over there, right? And this is the VA. You know, thank you for my service. Why you treating me like crap? So I go in there, and the lady was like, oh, hello, you know. And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? And I said, do I have to take a shot for this test? And she said, yes. I said, well, the thing is, my veins are really small, and I had a problem in boot camp, and they let me, like, damn near bleed to death. So please, when you take my shot, use the butterfly. I know my body. I know my veins. She said, oh, I'm not going to need that. Being all cocky and arrogant.
Right.
So I said, all right. I said, this chick got one more. She got one time to stick me more than once. And Brooklyn Williamsburg is about to come out. So I'm being nice, right? So I told her, you sure you don't want to use the butterfly? And so she looked at me like, dude, this is my job career. And you trying to tell me what to do? So she didn't want to do it, right? She was being defiant. I said, all right. So she gives me my shot. And I'm like, waiting. And she says, oh, I said, oh, what's all about? She said, I couldn't get to your veins. But I told her that, though. So I said, so what you trying to tell me? You trying to give me another shot? She said, yeah, I'm going to have to. I said, I could have sworn I made myself perfectly clear that if it's more than one shot, we're going to have a problem, correct? And she was like, yeah, but, you know, I said, well, do me a favor. Do not stick me in my hand. That's painful. So she wraps the syringe or whatever, the thing that stabilizes you, around me. And she's about to stick me in my hand. I said, yo, what are you doing? She said, oh, I'm going to put it in your hand because your veins pop out in your hands. I said, I could have sworn I just told you, do not stick me in my hand. And so she was like, well, what else am I going to do then? I said, what you're going to do is you're going to call somebody with more experience to stick me because I ain't feeling you right now. So she called this dude. He comes down and he goes, oh, let me see the vein. And he's looking at the vein and he says, I think I can get it right there. I said, oh, hold up, homeboy. You think or do you know? He said, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I said, no, check this out. We're going to try this ish again another time. I'm rescheduling because I don't like you guys' attitude. Y'all sticking me like I'm a lab rat. And this is the medical field. What is wrong with y'all? I'm telling you about fly. It works every time. So they didn't want to do all that. So I'm pissed. So I went and I reported them. And they had to apologize to me. And I never went back. I say this to say medical people don't want to hear you. If I'm coming in there and I'm telling you about my body and I'm telling you what's good for me, why you don't want to listen to me? Why? Because you got the degree in this and you think you're better than me? I know my body. Then if you go to Kuwait, healthcare is free for everybody. You go to Canada, healthcare is free. But you go to the United States of America, huh?
No, Reggie just mentioned about that. What did you say it was again?
Kuwait and Canada. It's free. But here, you got to freaking damn near sell your liver to pay for your medical expenses. That's ridiculous.
It is.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's what,
you know,
that's what we were just talking about. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. And then this COVID-ish. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. I took my shot, and I know you got viewers or whatever. Listen, I regret that, and I just pray to the Lord that I'm good. Because how is it that when COVID came out, oh my gosh, you gotta get a COVID shot, right? You gotta get COVID, right? So I get the first 2 shots. Now years later, oh, we got the freaking Ancron virus, COVID. Oh, okay. I'm good, right? After the first 2 shots and the Johnson. Oh, you will not be a booster. I'm not gonna keep drilling myself. Oh well, I hate to tell you this, but the first 2 vaccination doesn't cover this vaccination. Wow, really? But Dr. Fanucci is supposed to be the all well knowing doctor, and he couldn't even tell us about COVID. So a couple of weeks ago, I read up. I got a friend who's a natural herbalist, and she had a book, a straight up book, and it broke down COVID, and it showed me some stuff that I was frightened, and I was like, wow. So you mean to tell me Dr. Fanucci didn't want to tell us that? It told you what COVID really does and where it came from, and it don't just attack what you think, it attack other parts of the body, and with some people, they're gonna feel the effects way later on in life too. So I feel like the healthcare system is a joke. They do good sometimes, but they hide stuff and it's a moneymaker. They always want to push medication. They want to push this. They want to push that. It's a money making business, just like everything else is. It's money.
Yep.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm one of those people. I'm guilty of doing the booster.
Oh,
I got the flu shot, and I recently they have a pneumonia. They have a pneumonia shot, and I was told to take it because I have I have like the mild asthma.
right.
I was told that, that would be good for me just in case, but now I'm kind of the same way. I was like, damn, that means I have to do this every year. That's like 3 shots
Yeah.
every time.
Well,
So
mhm.
I mean, it's interesting, like what you're saying about how your body. I don't know how I'll feel later on as time goes on, but yeah, I know before it was just the flu shot at one point. There was no booster. There was no pneumonia shot. It was just the flu. I don't think that my body's showing anything yet that's too crazy besides it's true. Besides when COVID did happen, I do notice that when I get sick, I start wheezing, and that wasn't happening before.
Right.
What other things do I notice? Yeah, for the first time ever, I had a cold that lasted for more than 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, and I was kind of like, okay, I was getting a little bit concerned, but then eventually, as time went by, it started going away. So I was like, okay, good. Yeah, so that part kind of sucks now of like all these changes and everything like that we're all going through, and it just kind of sucks. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just monitor that. Did I turn my camera off? Can y'all still see me? What I just,
No, we can see you.
all right. But just stay prayed up. Because I'm a spiritual dude, and I believe that God works in the medical field too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the doctors. Like when people, I don't know how that happened. It was God. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pushing my religion. I'm just, just saying. And just stay prayed up, and that's it.
That'll be the next topic.
Yeah. Oh, I got to go one for that. I'm a street pastor. You heard. But anyway, just stay prayed up because I'm gonna tell you something scary. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I went to Richmond about a couple of weeks ago, right? And I hung out with my homeboy, and his wife. She was talking, right? And she was saying I thought she was talking Spanish, but she was talking some stuff. And I said, yo, you speak Spanish? Because her husband is Puerto Rican, my homeboy. He's in the Marine Corps with me. And he said, no, she's not talking Spanish. I said, well, she's talking. He said, she's just talking, but I understand her. And her body's messed up. She has twitches. She has to take heavy medication, and she starts gibbering, right? And I said, what happened to her? He said it came from the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccination.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I said, are you serious? And he said, yeah, she was never the same. And I was like, from the COVID vaccination? She said she only took 1 shot. Remember that you can either get what was the two? It was Johnson & Johnson and the Moderna it was, or whatever the hell that was. Whatever that was, she took the Johnson & Johnson. You didn't have to take 1 shot, right? That thing messed her up. And I was like, wow. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be prayed up for these things. I don't trust the powers that be. I'm not going to say the G word. I don't trust them. I don't think they tell the truth. And I think it's a hidden agenda. When I was in the Marine Corps, you remember when anthrax was heavy after 9/11? So they made us take.
You're breaking up again.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made us take a series of 6 anthrax shots, right? So when I asked questions, the medical was like, just take the shot. You're in the military, you gotta take it. I said, but what is you resisting to me? They was like, you gonna take the shot or not? Because you gotta take it. I said, all right, whatever. I'm just asking questions because I'm not gonna stay in the Marine Corps forever. There's life after this ish. And so I took it, right? Yo, I took the second shot, or it was the third. When I took this shot, my underarms were swelling up. My heart felt like it was gonna come out my chest. My head was hurting. All I could do was sleep. And I said, damn, what did they inject in me, bro?
Mm.
It's scary. And these are the people that we depend on. We depend on these people when our body is going bad. But in the military, you know that military doctors, if they make a mistake, oh, well, you can't sue them.
That's crazy.
So, wasn't you the gentleman I talked last time? You was in the Navy, right?
He's talking to you, Reggie.
Oh, what was that?
Are you the gentleman that I talked to last time from Brooklyn that you was in the Navy?
Nah.
Okay, my bad. That was your other people. That was your other people. My bad.
Oh, that was Cleve.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, man, this is a good topic, man. I've been waiting for this topic. The next topic is going to be equally great because I got a lot to say. I like to talk anyway. Mike's camera
I have a lot to say about that as well.
I like camera action.
Right. So that'll be for the next time. But I just want to say thank you, for sharing. Because again, the whole thing with Andrew was saying with the doctors about how some of them listen to you, some don't. And again, we're trying to take care of ourselves, to make sure that we're still good. Like I said, I want to be able to live, a little bit longer. So,
You're supposed to be able to live until you're 190,000 years old. You're supposed to be living until you're 120.
I wish.
I don't think I want to.
I wish. I feel like there could be a way that could happen, but I'm still trying to see about like our generation. Like, I want to know like who gets to be that old. They're always asking people like, what have you been doing? Like, all those years that like you're at this age now. And some people be saying the most simplest thing, talking about. One was talking about how she would drink liquor and eat bacon every day. One person was like, he was 100 and something, and they were like, how his mind is still intact because he said he would do like crossword puzzles. But I feel like they give so many different things. It's like, I don't know, I feel like maybe certain things just work differently for other people. It's just maybe something within us to kind of keep us going, I don't really think one thing specifically.
My thing is eat healthy, right? You want to eat healthy because your body's your temple. That's your moneymaker. And I realize in the spiritual, when you stress and you go through depression, that does serious damage to your body. When you stress out, it messes with your heart. It messes with everything. That's why I refuse to stress. I don't even care anymore. I'm like, yo, either two things are going to happen. I could stress and be mad, or I could say, I don't give a ish and live my life to the fullest. Hey, whatever. So that's how I live my life now. I go play basketball. I play my little video games. I do my little karaoke, and I am not stressed. If somebody comes to me stressing me out, I say, you know what? I don't have time for that stress. Deuces. Because it's a stress-free zone now. I spent all my teenage years, my 20s and my 30s stressing. Now I'm 44, and I ain't stressing out over nothing. And you ain't going to stress me out neither. That's it. The stress messes you up. Depression messes.
Right, they be trying to say stress kills.
It does kill.
Right.
It does. Listen, at my job, the retirement age 57. Now, can you imagine being a correction officer, right? You dealing with yourself because you got to get yourself right, and now you're dealing with your inmates. You're dealing with your coworkers. It's stress. Somebody throws doo-doo at you, stabs you, or whatever. You're stressed. By the time you retire, your people die before they hit 57 in retirement. My homeboy retired at 56 and died at 57. He wasn't eating properly.
Oh my
He was
goodness.
stressed. He bought a new house. He didn't even get a chance to be a year in retirement, and he was gone. And another thing, people retire, right? And they don't work. So what do? They sit around and do nothing. You got to continue to work. If you're healthy,
Right.
when I retire, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell free.
I'm losing you
Can you hear me
again.
right now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let's see. Try it
Can you
again. Go
hear me?
ahead.
Yeah.
When I retire,
Yeah.
I'm going to have side gigs. I am not sitting down. I'm not going to work hard, but I'm going to do something because you got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to go to Jamaica and smoke the biggest spliff ever because I can't do all that stuff right now. I get pissed test. I should be promoting that on your podcast. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to do what's good for you. But thank you for coming on my show tonight. Yes, the next topic is going to be about religion, so that one's going to be very interesting. But I just want to say thank you for those who thank you for those who are listening and watching. I'm about to put you on mute. Hold on. Yes, thank you for listening and watching, and I will see you guys again. Have a good night. Bye. Bye, Andrew. Bye, Reg.
All right.
That ends.